Good morning. Sergeant First Class Reginald Knight, retired, reporting. The issue of wide-scale blanket tariffs is before the Supreme Court this week. Opening arguments have already been presented, and so far, most of the judges seem skeptical in the application and scope of these tariffs. Now, it's no guarantee that they're going to rule against them, as they have surprised us before with some incredibly unconstitutional rulings. But we have seen this before, particularly in New York State. If you remember, Donald Trump was convicted for mortgage fraud on 34 counts, for lying about how much money he actually has, and adding, zeros to contracts that should have been fairly priced. What he's doing is nothing new. In fact, he's not even the king of corruption in New York. While people are pulling their head out over Mayor-elect Zohan Mandami, I hope I got it right, there was a guy in the 1800s named Boss Tweed. Boss Tweed was a Democrat. He was elected to the New York State House of Representatives. And it's estimated in today's dollars that he stole perhaps $5 billion from state coffers. How did he do it? He set up a very simple scheme. In order to get contracts passed through, you had to add a 15% surcharge and pay that to him. He took that money and he heavily invested it in New York real estate. Then, with the position that he had, he touted this plan for New York City development. And of course, he picked all the contractors, but the only caveat was that when they presented the bill, they would have to up the ante 10, 15, 20, sometimes 100% over the actual cost. And of course, Boss Tweed would split those proceeds with himself and those that helped award those contracts. Now, why am I talking about Boss Tweed in New York? Right now, we're in the longest government shutdown in the history of the United States. And there are troubling rumors that money is still being transferred from department to department without any approval or government oversight. We know that a good bit of FEMA money went to this administration so he could continue to play golf over the weekend. We know that Kristi Noem was given $173 million for a plane that she doesn't need. Maybe she thinks she's Wonder Woman. I don't know. And meanwhile, after $40 billion of U.S. tax money went to Argentina because Secretary of the Treasury, Scott Bessent's pal, is in trouble down there. We still got 42 million people who are waiting for their SNAP benefits to be reinstated. So I'm holding my breath, hoping that they will strike those tariffs down. But in the meantime, I'm going to state what I said again. I don't believe that they have the money, that they've taken those funds, that they've misappropriated them, that they have put them in ICE. ICE was out of money 2 months ago. That came out doing a congressional inquiry over the summer. And yet you see them in all the major cities still doing raids, new tactical gear, new vehicles, but 42 million people don't have food to eat. Stay tuned, folks. As I said before, we have plenty of work to do. Sergeant First Class Reginald Knight, retired, reporting. Have a good day.